I think Kyle is our Andy Reid.
Yes.
And the fear is that Andy was great in Philadelphia, didn't become a champion until he left Philadelphia.
Yes. True.
Right?
Went to 5 straight NFC championship games.
5
Never
straight
won.
championships.
He did.
And Andy's, it's so similar because I was a big McNabb guy coming out of
Syracuse,
right? Syracuse is just right down the road from me.
Okay.
45 minutes away. So I saw, McNabb play. So there was always, hey, I hope McNabb does very well. And, Andy still had the same issues of clock management, right? He was terrible at it.
Terrible.
Just like Kyle. And in fact, 2 of those NFC championships, you could go back and say, well, that was a simple clock management mishap. They would have gone in. The Super Bowl, the last drive, clock management issues when they lost against the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
And so I see Kyle very much like Andy. Hopefully he can win a lot of games in the next upcoming seasons. But the thing I think that separates Andy from Kyle is that Andy's a really good teacher.
Yep.
Andy teaches people. Andy teaches quarterbacks of why. And I alluded to that, earlier in the week. I think why is so important in these athletes because a lot of times, they get what they need to get. They're the best, they're the fastest, they're the strongest. No one's really asking them why because the results speak for themselves.
Right.
Right. And I think if you want to separate yourself, you got to start asking, why am I doing that? Right. And so it doesn't become, you don't revert back to muscle memory. You have to say why. And a good coach is going to ask you why. It seems to me, Kyle, he may be a really good play caller. And I think that's where
play designer. Yeah.
People get confused on why I personally think McVay is probably a little bit better than Kyle in that aspect, that I think he's probably a better coach. Play design? No, I don't think so.
No.
But coaching is more than play designing, right?
It really is. It's teaching. It's so much. It's a ton of things. Decision making, but teaching also. And Kyle has nothing to teach except for, I guess wide receiver, but he was never a good wide receiver. He's not the wide receiver coach. He's basically was a wide receiver coach for a couple of years, a quarterback coach for 1 year, and then he's been a lifelong coordinator. So he has a very specific skill set. But what's cool about Andy Reid is he has all the skill sets. Same with Sean Payton. He could coach any position on the team, and that's a very important skill set.
Right. And the thing that I find fascinating is that you always hear about Andy is that guys run through a wall for Andy.
Yeah.
They will play hurt. They will, do whatever they need to do to play for Andy because they don't want to let Andy down. I think that also is a skill set that Kyle really doesn't have because Saleh, he definitely's got it. Those defensive players, they played hurt. You could see some of the times them playing hurt. Probably most of them shouldn't have played hurt, right?
Yes.
And they did. On offense, once they got nicked up, they're like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm not
true.
I'm not going in anymore.
True. That's true. Especially Jimmy.
It'll be interesting to see if Kyle can mature enough where he can see the nuances and start asking people why. Because I don't think if he doesn't do that here, when he does do that, I think then he'll get to that top 5 coaching tree that we all think that he's capable of doing. I think the why factor is holding him back.
I think look, he's never going to be a good teacher. He's not. He doesn't have that background, but he has a great running backs coach. He has a great tight ends coach.
Yeah.
He can delegate that stuff. You know what he doesn't have?
Yeah.
A great quarterback coach. He has Rich Scangarello, who no one wants. And the year before that, he has Shane Day, who no one wants. Hey, man, this is really scary because you drafted a quarterback who needs a particular type of development, and the whole league knew it.
Yep.
And just giving him good weapons and a good scheme isn't enough. You need to give him a teacher, and there isn't one in this organization.
And I think people forget Harbaugh surrounded himself with very smart people.
Yes.
The defensive side. And you know what Harbaugh has that Kyle didn't? He was a quarterback coach. He was a quarterback in the NFL, something that Kyle has no idea, right? So he could relate to a quarterback.
Yes.
Hey, you're going to see this because I saw it. And guess what?
Yeah.
They're going to do that to you.
Yeah. And he had a basic understanding of the biomechanics of throwing because he did that stuff. Kyle didn't throw, although he throws at practice.
Right. And watches video of himself. Correct. But that doesn't make him an NFL quarterback.
He needs to stop that. It's silly. It's silly.
Uh,
Yeah.
what was the other thing I was gonna say? So now, you know, as a 49ers start trimming their roster, start taking a look at things, and to me, I think the two biggest holes are that cornerback, outside of Verrett, and then obviously our third and fourth wide receiver. It'll be interesting to see, I'm very interested to see Mr. Glass Hurd come onto the field if he can, because to me, I think he's probably the bigging factor. Well,
It's funny you say Mr. Glass. I'm like, there's like 8 people on this team that could refer to.
yeah, but you know what?
D Ford? Oh wait, no, Jalen Hurd. Good call. Could be D Ford. Yeah.
But at least D Ford played. He is still yet to play.
Yet to play a game. That is true. That is true.
He gets the title of Mr. Glass for not playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Man.
Have you summed up your travel schedule? Are you coming?
I haven't booked yet, but I think it's going to be Chicago, Tennessee, Seattle, Phoenix. I have to decide if I want to do more than that.
Okay.
I'm going to take my wife with me too, so I can't write that off. She's coming with.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
so,
you're not coming to Detroit. I'll be going to Detroit.
You want Detroit?
Huh?
Right.
Yeah.
You want Detroit? I got to think if I got to see if I can slink that one in there because she's a little nervous because she read the Elmore Leonard books too, and she got a different impression of Detroit. But I'm trying to tell her like it's game 1. It's September. It's probably gonna be nice.
It's gonna be nice, right?
It's gonna be nice.
I'm gonna go to Philadelphia to see Jason. See if I can see. If
I took her to Philly 3 years ago. Right after I popped the question, we went out and did New York and Philly. So we might skip that one, but I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
Good to see you though.
Good to see
if
you.
I'm in Detroit, I'll definitely see you, man.
Okay. Good.
All right. Take care.